Hi Elms, I'm here with your story, The Vanishing Rainforest. Now, as you know, our topic this term is looking into the rainforest. I'm going to read you the blurb, the bit on the back that tells us what the story is about. Why is the Brazilian rainforest vanishing so fast? And why is it essential not only to the people and animals within it, but to the whole world? This story, seen through the eyes of a child called Ramima, describes how the Yanomami tribe are still battling against potential developers. I wonder what potential developers are. Have a think what that might mean. Can a solution be found that will protect the forest and allow the tribe to continue living as they have always done, while benefiting from the right form of development? And this is by Richard Platt, and the pictures, the illustrator is Rupert Van Wyck. So that's potential developers. If people develop land, it means that it's like when they build houses on things, or they turn trees or jungle land into places where they can plant crops and grow things. So it means changing it from one thing to another, developing, changing the use of something. And if we change the use of the rainforest, what problem might that cause? Well, it's people's homes and animals' homes, and we rely on, well, we'll find out in the book. Some absolutely beautiful pictures, illustrations by Rupert Van Wyck. First one there, look at that. The sloth in the tree. And this one, definitely one of my favourites. The toucan. Hopefully you've been looking for your English, researching some of the rainforest animals. Some more just there. Like pigs. We'll find out what they're called in the book as well. If you haven't chosen your animal yet, this might help you to choose. This is a picture. Ramima walked lazily through the rainforest towards the river, sucking her favourite wild berries. At the water's edge, she washed her sticky hands. The muddy water hurried past her to join the world's largest river, the Amazon. Ramina heard a noise. It sounded like an insect close to her ears, but it came from the distant riverbank. When the buzzing stopped, the treetops moved, and one of the tallest trees fell. She hurried home and told her mother what she had seen. "Child, it is the Nabi. You heard the machine they use to cut trees." Ramina nodded. The Nabi were white people, strangers. They had come to take away her forest. Now in the book, you can probably just see where it says Charles is the Nabi. They use an italic font, which means that the word is in the glossary at the back, which describes some words that we might not know. And Nabi, it says the Yanomami name for white people or strangers. So they know that the people that don't live in the Amazon rainforest, they're strangers to the village. And that noise, that sound, yeah, cutting down all the trees. As the sun set, Ramima's uncle Moawa returned to the Yano, the roundhouse which all the families shared. He proudly carried a new machete and wore a bright red t-shirt. Now machete is in the glossary as well. It's a light axe used for cutting small trees. Ramima's father asked where he got such a precious thing. There he is holding the machete. "From the Nabi," he replied. Brother, you are helping the Nabi who are cutting down our trees? These people are powerful, Moawa replied angrily. They have guns. They can kill us before we get close enough to hit them with an arrow. If we give them what they want, they will reward us. If we don't help them, they will take it anyway. Then everyone spoke at once and started arguing. Stop! Her grandfather's shout made Ramima jump. Everyone went quiet. I have travelled far, and I have seen the Nabi cutting down trees, destroying our world. If we help them, we make our own ruin. Moawa defended himself. The forest will return. We make clearings too for growing bananas and cassava. Now cassava's in our glossary. Let's see what that means. Cassava, food plant with large fleshy roots used for making flour. Okay, so their roots, the bit down to the ground. Remember in our science, the roots of the plant can make flour. When we move on, trees soon cover our gardens. No! The old man stopped him. We make small clearings, but when the Nabe come, they take away every tree. When all the trees have gone, the animals die. It is the animals that spread the seeds of the trees. No animals, no forest. No forest, no food. Then we all starve. You can see the picture of the machinery and the people cutting down all the trees, clearing the rainforest. Ramina's father was right. To grow their plants, the farmers cut down trees and set fire to the forest. You see the fire there? They soon moved on, but the trees didn't grow back. The fires scared away the forest animals. Peccaries used to be common once, but after the Nabe came, hunters no longer caught these tasty forest pigs. So that's the name of the pigs, the peccaries. Peccaries, Amazon forest pigs. Many fruit trees had vanished too. Finding enough food took much longer. Sometimes there was nothing at all. So remember that as well for when it comes to your topic, that fruits, nuts, seeds, things in the food of the rainforest. Move on to this picture now. The Nabe needed the help of guides such as Moawa. They offered tools, clothes and money in exchange. But afterwards, the farmers only paid the guides half of what they had promised. Villagers tried to hunt down the Nabe, who had cheated him. But the farmers kept them away with their guns. You can just see there. So they weren't even honest about the money and the help that they were going to do. Then Ramima met a Nabe who was not like the others. She was washing when the sound of a motorboat drifted upriver. Ramima watched from the forest shadows. A young woman began unloading. Ramima started to creep away. Wait, don't go. To her surprise, Ramima could understand the tall blonde woman's words. Take this. The woman held out a shiny square. It reflected Ramima's face like a puddle, only brighter. Can you see what it is? She's giving her a mirror. My name is Jane. Do you live near here? Can I meet your family? She asks a lot of questions, said Ramima's mother later, turning the mirror in her hand. Is this all she gave you? She could see that Ramima liked Jane, and she told Ramima's father. He persuaded everyone to gather in the Llano to meet the woman. And I'm going to stop there for today. Why do you think Ramima feels differently towards Jane than she does towards the other white people who have gone into her village? Do you think Jane will be helpful? What do you think Jane wants from the people in the rainforest? And what do you predict that the outcome of this book will be? Do you think the rainforest will survive, or do you think it will be developed and destroyed? Have a few thoughts about your predictions for how this story is going to carry on. Use some of the knowledge, those wonderful pictures. So the creatures that we saw, we've seen a sloth. I didn't show you the crocodile, I think they are. Might be alligators. You could find out for me. And then not to mention some of the birds, the parrots. So as you're thinking about your research, some of these creatures might spring to mind. Look, just up in the branches. What can you see? Oh, there's a wonderful book with a wonderful... Oh, and those peccary, the rainforest wild pigs. We know that fella there. And I think one of my favourites is that wonderful sloth, or sloth. So, we'll carry on with the Vanishing Rainforest next time. See you soon.